Hello spooky souls, I trust you're all doing super well today. We haven't done a spooky video in a hot minute, and it's spooky season, so makes sense. I don't know why, it's a very David Brent thing to do, wasn't it? Will is here to do a pro tech. We're going to attempt to find some real clips today. TikTok is slim pickings, I won't lie to you, but we're gonna hit it up again and see what we can find.
So, my parents don't live in Appalachia, but they do live in an area that's a little more secluded, but it's pressed up against these hills with lots of untouched wilderness, and coyotes are running through there all the time. It's just a little bit more rural. So I'm sitting in their backyard, which has this tall fence all the way around it, and the wilderness comes right up to that fence. I'm sitting there around the campfire, my dog is laying beside me, I got my laptop open and I'm writing my little stories. Suddenly, my dog lifts his head, stares straight ahead at the fire, doesn't even look around at the yard, stares straight ahead at the fire and starts to growl. All dog owners know that your dog has different types of barks and growls. This was his warning growl. This is the growl he does when there is danger coming and he's telling it to back away. So immediately I'm like, buddy, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And then I hear a voice at the fence line. And it's not just any voice. It's the voice of a little girl. And it sounds like a creepy doll from a horror movie. It's got that kind of mechanical quality to it. And it's kind of muffled and garbled. I'm still getting the heebie-jeebies. And all it does is go, hello? Just like that. Just like that. Hi, just same tone and everything. Now, mind you, it's midnight. There are not going to be any little girls wandering the woods at midnight. So immediately, I was like, well, this is either someone who's gonna me, or it's something else. And what made me think it was something else was the fact that the voice said again, hello? Only this time it had moved, and it had gotten closer, and I'd heard no footsteps. It was just floating closer. And then, mind you, my dog is still growling this entire time. For the next 5 minutes, that voice is just circling the fence line, going, hello? Hi? Hello? Hey? Just like that creepy doll voice floating around the fence line. And then suddenly my dog stopped growling. And he put his head down and he went back to sleep, and the voice stopped. And I thought, okay, cool, that was weird. And then all of a sudden he lifted his head back up again and started growling. And then the sound of a ticking clock came from the bush directly across from me. Again, heard no footsteps, heard no rustling. Just a ticking clock started in the middle of the night, in the middle of the woods.
Okay, hard no on that. I've said this so many times before, but you have to trust animals and very young children in their reactions to unseen things and to what they're telling you. If your doggo is growling at something that you can't see, the dog's not making it up. Very young children under the age of around 5 and animals do not have the ability to lie. This actually reminds me of something that happened when I lived at 104, which was my dad's house before he passed. I did make a video talking about all of my experiences in that house. The house was very haunted. At the time we had 2 dogs, Mitten and Gonzo. One day I was sitting in the living room with the 2 doggos, and the living room door was open, and just outside the door, so there's the door, and then outside is the staircase coming up like this. So when the door is open to the living room, all you can see is the midsection of the stairs going up. The 2 doggos were playing, chewing bones, just being themselves and being relaxed and happy inside the living room, just inside the open door. And suddenly it all stopped, and the 2 of them were both sitting next to each other, and they were looking out of the open door. So I stopped what I was doing and I'm looking over at them. What disturbed them? I didn't hear anything. And then the 2 of them in unison are looking out of the door, and they both go like this. Like they're watching somebody ascending the stairs. Despite being a psychic medium and being sensitive to these things, I don't clock things 100% of the time. And that was one of those times where I didn't sense that anything was there, and yet the two dogs were watching someone walking up the stairs. So you have to trust your animals, and this girl probably would have done well to have listened more to her doggo and just come inside. I think personally that's what I would have done, especially if I'm hearing something trying to engage me in a conversation, trying to get my attention. It does sound like because she ignored it, it left, whatever it was. I'm going to go back to my original comment, and that is no. Hard no on that. Okay. I think I would need to see more from this. Unfortunately, because we've seen so much fakery on TikTok, the things that we just witnessed in that particular video are very easy to fake. Now the first thing that I do when I see footage like this is I rationalize it, and I approach it with logic and ask the question, well, can this be faked? And I think everything that we saw there, yes, can be faked. We saw a few orbs flying around, but personally I don't think that they are. There were so many, and they seemed to be moving towards the person with the camera as they were moving through the room, which indicates that it would be dust, right? If dust particles are floating around and then you walk towards it's going to look like it's doing that on the camera. So I am going to lean into they're not orbs, they're dust particles that we were seeing. Toilet seat flapping around, we didn't see enough footage of that, so I can't really comment on that. The door closing, classic fishing wire. Could have been real, but I don't know. Need more information.
There are some weird noises coming from my window. The last few days my window's open by itself. I don't know what's the problem, so... Oh my god. My god. Oh my god, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh shit.
That's another example of how fishing wire could be used. The room is dimly lit, so there's not much light to bounce off the fishing wire. If there was any, we have to be skeptical, right? Otherwise, we're never going to get to the root of what's real and what isn't. I feel like if you apply logic and rational thought to these incidences, and then you get to a point where you can no longer explain it away, then maybe you've got something that's real.
If there's somebody here in this house, could you make your presence known? Please. I'm going... That's the bathroom, that's the bedroom. And here was... That's the shelf where the DVD was thrown. So... If there's somebody here, please make your presence known. Maybe you do that again, DVD from the show. I don't know. Holy shit.
That did feel like a very real reaction.
Okay. What the fuck?
This feels like a genuine reaction from this guy.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done with this. Okay, guys. This is what's happening right now. Lights going on and off. Okay, it's done.
That's a cool
What
door.
the fuck?
Look at that. The rounded top to it. That's awesome.
What the fuck? Oh shit! Hey guys, this is an update video. This is the room where everything is happening. So this was the DVD shelf where the DVD was thrown off. There is the fly window that I asked, if you are here, make your presence known. And it fell off just in the middle. And that's me. Hi. This is the door that shut on me. Yesterday was very quiet, so I hope it stays that way. So I'm not taunting it. I'm not taunting it again. So oh fuck. Oh shit.
Okay, so I'm going to entertain that this could be real. I think that that dude's reaction was quite real, and that did feel quite genuine as well. That sort of update, like here's the room, it's been a bit quiet for a while, there's me, you know, like a reflection in the window. All of that felt very easy and genuine. And the way in which that glass came off the table and landed on the floor and his reaction to it feels genuine to me. Yes, can be faked. What just happened there? This guy could be a brilliant actor, but I'm starting to feel like he's not. He's not acting here. So I'm going to just entertain that this is real. It seems to me that this thing, I'm not going to say ghost because I don't know at this point, but this thing does not want to be paid any kind of attention. It doesn't want to be talked about. It doesn't want to be seen. It doesn't want to be known, and it wants to be left in peace, and seems to be reacting to this guy's presence. It doesn't want him there. It wants to be left alone. It wants that room to itself. In that previous clip where the light was going on and off and the guy was like, right, this is what's happening right now, the light's turning on and off. It does feel a bit like it was in the same room as him, messing around with the light, then stopped and went into the room, opened the door, entered the room, turned the light on, and then shut the door behind itself so that he couldn't follow. Did feel a bit like that, didn't it?
Recently my shower is going on and off by itself. Mostly on, not off. That's the weird thing. So, if you are here, can you put the shower on, please? Come on, don't be shy. You did it. So you can do it now also. Put the shower on. Oh my god! You see? I told you guys, I told you. Thank you.
Okay, so that he pushed it to, not by much either, he pushed it to turn it off, so it's a pull to get it to come on, right? That could very easily have been set up with some fishing wire. He could have just jerked the wire like that just to make the shower come on. I'd like to say that I think this is real, but I I would need to have seen that from another angle. Personally, I'm going to discount this clip as being anything that we can use as any kind of evidence.
Okay guys, I woke up again from weird noises in my house. Let's take a look again.
And then it's gone.
What the fuck? Okay, guys, I'm done. I want to know what's happening.
I'm really on the fence about this, you know. I think that this could be real. I think that's how most of us would react if that happened to us, right? In which case, this is not the spirit of a person who has passed. It's not a human who's passed. This is a lower level entity and it's quite powerful. Lower level entities that are able to move things physically in the physical world have been here in the physical plane for some time, as they've been here for long enough to have built up their energy to be able to manipulate it. When they first get here, there's like an energetic level of adjustment that needs to be made for them to be able to actually interact. So this thing has been here for some time. The longer they're here, the harder they are to get rid of. Someone who really knows what they're doing would need to come into this space regularly, probably once a day, and would need to just basically wear this thing down until it doesn't have much of a grip anymore, and then expel it. But this would need to be someone who A, really knows what they're doing, and B, has the ability to overcome their fear, because just the presence of this thing, they carry a very low frequency, and it just automatically instills the sensation of fear within us. And this is just frequencies, that's all it is. We're not really fearful, but the frequency makes us feel like that. And when you're in a fear state, you become in an ego state, and then rational thought is not a thing that you're easily able to engage. So this not only needs to be someone who knows what they're doing and knows what they're dealing with, but also needs to be someone who is disciplined enough and has had a lot of practice at that discipline to not allow the fear to be the thing that's in control. And that's tough. That's real tough. That's something that I've worked on a fair amount in the past, especially through my experiences living at 104, but also living in my haunted apartment. Thankfully, I'm no longer in a haunted living situation. I did make videos on both of those houses, so if you're interested, go and check out the playlist. And so I know how challenging it is to cultivate that kind of stamina, because that's what it is. It's stamina and discipline. And I think to get rid of something this powerful, this person, this like exorcist, right, would need to visit this house once a day. I say once a day because I think they'd be in there for maybe an hour, actively getting rid, wearing this thing down. And then they would need to remove themselves from the property so that they can rebalance themselves and then go back in, and they'd have to keep doing that every day until they've worn this thing down, and that could take months. That could really take some time. I don't volunteer. Oof, no. Whoa. Hell yeah. I can't. I can't. I have no idea. Oh man, that's so scary. Oh, I kind of want to look at some Halloween decorations.
Okay, it is done. 4 days straight of building. and putting together things and connecting electrical wires and running all sorts of different various things, and the display is officially ready. So tonight I've been doing our tech night setup, making sure everything works. I'm just getting ready to actually test the foggers on the laser swamp, so I'll have another video on that, but be around just a little bit. This year updated the arches to green and purple. I'm leaning into that green and purple theme a lot since I've got the front of the house, the green eyes and the green up lighting, and then the purple down lighting. So the arches on both sides turned out great. They always do. And then you can see all the craziness. We've got a big 12-footer there, the pumpkin 12-footer. We've got our pumpkin maze, pumpkin path, pumpkin patch, whatever you want to call it, that we built this year. I'll show you that in a second. Added some skeleton light up guys over there. We've got this very well-defined path that goes through here. Kids can kind of run or walk through here. And then I've got stuff to see on the way. We've got our Lethal Lily from Home Depot with her cauldron that fog comes out of that. Again, our big 12-footer there.
This is unreal.
We got this cool inflatable haunted house that I got several years ago from Sam's. It's still crazy enough, holding up just fine, so using that again. Then we get out here, we've got a couple different little effect things that kids can kind of interact with as they come around. Got our spider from Sam's, a couple skeletons down there. Werewolf right here. Let's see, we've got our roof breaker skeleton. His legs are dangling down, his body's sticking up, all of our little neon lights. Our pumpkin arch over the main entrance. This year we added our
That's a beautiful house.
groundbreaker
Look at
here.
that porch.
The big house monster. That turned out really good. The foggers are actually starting to do their thing and warming up. I just turned those on. And they are...
Oh my god, this is incredible!
Fog. And then I did add one kind of creepy thing for older kids or little kids that like scary stuff. Our path leading around the house here, I actually used this year. And we've got this ghost down here with a dead end. And you come down and step on the pad. And then if kids are brave enough to stand there, they're going to get a jump scare, so that should be pretty fun. And yeah, there we go. We can see some of our fog starting to creep out over the laser swamp. That's it. 4 days in the making. But it turned out great. We've got our projector over the garage window, so there's a lot of different little things that play there.
I'm absolutely blown away by that. That is incredible. Like, damn, no one goes to this kind of effort here in the UK. Halloween is not really celebrated in the UK. You might see a few groups of kids out trick-or-treating wearing some crap costume that like mum slapped together the day before. It's all witches and skeletons. No one's imaginative whatsoever when it comes to Halloween costumes for kids, you know, for trick-or-treaters. Hardly anyone trick-or-treats. It's usually just for really little kids, but this is epic. This is like theme park level Halloween. God, I'm in the wrong country. I love spooky season. Halloween is my favorite holiday, and it's just absolute utter shit here in the UK. I'm in the wrong place. Damn, I need to be in America for Halloween. Right, next year I'm coming to the US, so I want your recommendations. For my first ever American Halloween 2025, I need some recommendation. We need to go all out. I need to have the absolute best Halloween experience ever of my life. Where do I go? Let me know. Yeah, well, I think we'll end on that fun note. I think that's a nicer place to end, isn't it? Thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate your spooky faces. Have an incredible Halloween. Eat lots of spooky candy. Do check out the members button below and the Patreon if you haven't already. I'm sure you'll find something there that you like. I don't really use social media, so Patreon is my social media feed. So if you want to see what I get up to when I am not recording, then Patreon is the place to be. Thank you so much to my wonderful members and patrons for your continued support. I appreciate your beautiful faces. Your support means that I can continue to make this content regularly. And if you want to have a say in what content I make, again, Patreon, place to be. Link is in the description below. You can cancel at any time. Make today a great day because you're awesome. And I will see you guys in the next one. Yeah.